Security is invisible and it is generally unnoticeable till something goes wrong. Today we have three guests and I will introduce them to you, and they are going to talk to us about their career paths, the challenges that they have faced, the lessons that they have learned, their own particular brand that they bring to security and to protecting the people who have trusted them.
I ran away and joined the Indian Navy when I was about 16 years of age.
It depends upon the circumstances and the opportunities you have. Every day is a new day, and for me, I think it was not too bad initially. A little bit struggle was always there.
I'm actually one of those people who was proud to say that my career started when I was a guarding a gate on one of the diplomatic missions here in Amman, Jordan.
If I could go back, and I would like to change this terminology of security with the terminology of asset protection, and I would like to change this mantra of guards, or this terminology of security guards with the protection officers.
I think for all service industries where service is the product, it is being able to divide your time fairly between all the people who require your time, demand your time, expect your time, and also be fair to yourself to keep your sanity. That's also very important.
These guys told me last week, I asked them that when you were a security officer, did you tell people about it? They said, no, we used to hide.
Hello and welcome to this podcast series. I am Iram Rahman, and this is brought to you by the International Foundation for Protection Officers, IFPO. At IFPO, our commitment is to the growth and transformation of the security profession, and through our global community, we support security professionals at every stage of their journey, helping them not only build careers but also shape the future of security. Security is invisible and it is generally unnoticeable till something goes wrong. But behind the scenes, the people who are running the show are very, very visible, they are very real, and they bring with them their journeys and their real life stories, which hopefully will inspire our young leaders of security. This podcast series is part of the IFPO's mission, giving you direct access to the voices and experiences of leading professionals from across the security industry, through which we hope that we will inspire you beyond your expectations. So today we have three guests, and I will introduce them to you. And they are going to talk to us about their career paths, the challenges that they have faced, the lessons that they have learned, their own particular brand that they bring to security and to protecting the people who have trusted them to keep them safe. So I welcome our three guests today. We have Hemant Chalke. Hi, Hemant. We have Ahmed. Hi, Ahmed.
Hi,
And
Imran.
we have Umair Malik. Hello, Umair. How are you?
Hello, Iram. Thanks for having me, and I think good afternoon to everyone. Pleasure being here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think. Alrighty, so let's dive into our conversation for today. Let's start with, say, Hemant. Tell me about your journey. Where did you begin? Your background, and how did you jump into the security field as a profession? What brought you here?
Um, I ran away and joined the Indian Navy when I was about 16 years of age, and spent around 16 years in the Navy, traveling around the world, seeing things which I thank God I saw them, like faraway lands and islands, and the people that I met during my journey. People above me, people working with me, and the experiences of hanging on a rope between two ships at the sea, moving at the same time and going from one ship to the other ship. All those kind of things, sitting in the helicopter with your legs hanging outside, all those kind of experiences. I mean, I can't forget them. and I miss all of that. So after spending time in the Navy, I came to Abu Dhabi. My parents were based in Abu Dhabi, so I came to Abu Dhabi, and then I found this job as a training officer with G4S,
Hmm.
and that was my first stint in the civil life. And
Okay. How different was it? Not
yeah,
just,
from
not
there,
just, so not
uh,
just the water to land jump, but also a completely different environment. How was that? How easy or hard was that?
yes, uh, it was not that difficult for me because I was into training and development in the Navy also.
Ah, okay.
I was I was on board a ship which was called INS Krishna for 5 years, which was training new cadets.
Hmm.
When the cadets finish their training, they come for the first time on board ships.
Okay.
So teaching them things like navigation and all those kind of things. That is what I was doing. So it felt a bit similar, standing in front of a class. But yes, the private security knowledge was
Mm.
not that much. I had to read a lot, um, observe a lot. I used to go and sit in malls and hotels to see what's going on, to see
Interesting.
what security does, to see what happens. So I used to sit in malls and hotels and stuff like that, and observe around me whenever I was traveling, reading something, all those kind of things I was doing, and I got adjusted. And then slowly, that's where my journey began. And slowly, I went into health and safety. I had to build a department from scratch. Then I went into FM, write training material for them, and all that started happening. And then whatever material we were writing, it used to be sent to the regional countries. And then yeah, security into health and safety, then into FM, learning and development. So these four things you'll see in my CV. It's a mess.
Yes.
My CV is a
Yes, you
mess. No one knows what this guy is.
you,
So it's a
you
mix
were,
of everything in different companies, different things. But it was an interesting journey, very interesting
but
journey.
primarily it's training. So the training was the common factor which probably helped you transition more easily from your,
Absolutely,
yeah, because otherwise, if
absolutely.
it's all very different, the jump is harder, which I think brings me to Ahmed. Your jump was from your military background to a completely civilian background, wasn't it? You were telling us that your years of what, 2 decades, almost 2 decades in the military and then the civilian sector. So, how drastic was the change for you?
I think change is always very difficult to manage. Uh, it depends upon the circumstances and the opportunities you have. Every day is a new day, and for me, I think it was not too bad initially. A little bit struggle was always there, but by virtue of being there in some strategic positions with regards to dealing with the public and dealing with the international counterparts, and after all, uh, having some sort of a working relationship with the civil bureaucracy, uh,
Mm,
private enterprises as well, NGOs, uh, and the liaison with the foreign intelligence organizations,
mm,
uh, diplomatic channels. This background actually gave me a lot of confidence in um,
mm,
understanding the intricacies of what's happening on ground with regards to the business
mm,
security is concerned. Um After all, the mission is one, and that is asset protection. And asset protection cannot happen unless you have this basic idea of how um,
business is run and
yeah, the
yeah,
how business is
yeah,
run. Of course,
yeah.
the business has its own objectives, and
Mm,
objective is one thing which actually translates into the aim, and then the operational procedures to
mm.
undertake that aim. So for
Right.
me, I think it was not that hard road to traverse, and I think I have been also lucky to
Yeah.
find people around and find colleagues around who were very supportive, and I think one of those institutions which I always admire is IFPO.
Mm.
IFPO actually gave me a lot of strength and a lot of confidence in handling matters which which were not that new to me, but of course, there have been a lot of conversation with Nadeem and
Mm.
other guys in IFPO, uh, and we tried to develop uh, an understanding of how the new challenges in the security domain can be
Right.
navigated. I think now I'm very comfortable to say that as an as a security professional, I do not believe in saying myself as an expert.
Mm-hmm.
I am a
Mm-hmm.
professional. I am a professional, and as a professional, you should not say yourself that you are expert. All right.
Yes.
So it is how you connect the mission with the people,
Mhm.
So
uh,
true.
and with your
Yeah.
environment. So that is my objective, and now I'm looking after something which is I'm in a manufacturing concern, and I'm looking after the physical security as well as information security,
Mm.
and an
Okay.
external relationship of one of the biggest conglomerates in Pakistan, and overseeing operations in Middle East as well, and it's some office concern in Sri Lanka as well.
So you
So thank you very much.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. No, that's interesting because again, I think you're lucky that you had that exposure to the civilian life, interactions with the civilian sector, the business sectors, to be able to transition more smoothly and perhaps know what were the things to focus on for that transition to be easy. Because I know that people find it hard. People have found it a big challenge going from a military to a completely civil mindset. But Ahmed, I want to know about your journey. When we spoke, you have a different journey from our other two guests today, and I thought you had a very interesting journey yourself. Do you want to tell us about it?
Well, I didn't come from a military background. I'm actually one of those people who was proud to say that my career started when I was a guard guarding a gate on one of the diplomatic missions here in Amman, Jordan. Uh, that was, I believe, in 2001 or 2002. Uh, then it took off. I worked as a security commander of one of the malls here in Amman. I worked as a security officer in the one of the hotels here, also in Jordan. One of my big career shifts came in I think 2007 when I moved to Iraq. At that time, it was considered to be a war zone. Um and I worked in a very important, one of the largest diplomatic missions there. This is where it really shifted up my career. At that time, I worked in a field that I didn't like used to, and um, I had a mission that I have to create a fraud prevention unit in the consular section in that diplomatic mission, which is something I didn't have like how to do or what are my resources and where to get the information from and what is fraud prevention, what is investigation, how to interview people. So it, that was actually created a lot of what I am right now. Uh, Luckily, I was successful, and a lot of people who are supporting me either either from Jordan here or other missions in the region made my mission really successful. I returned back here. Also, I worked in the same field in security and fraud prevention. Uh, and the end of 2019 also came another shift in my career. At the time of COVID, I joined one of the biggest oil shale companies here in the region. Uh, at that time, I thought that I have it all. I have the knowledge. I have the experience. I am uh, what Omer said, that I thought myself that I am the security expert. At that time, I thought, well, let's see who's else like a security expert. Uh, this is where I like life corrected my view and said like, no, you're not an expert. Be humble. You have a lot of things to learn in this field. Networking helped me a lot through LinkedIn. Networking helped me a lot to be actually I am with you today because of networking and because of the things that I've learned either from IFPO and the this opportunity that gave me to meet a lot of people. Uh,
Yeah.
it
And
helped
we're
me
lucky.
to expand
We're
my
lucky
knowledge
to
a
have.
lot. Yes.
Yes, and we're lucky to have met you as well, thanks to your networking. And I think that's true for me as well to quite an extent. Also connecting to the people on LinkedIn and through social media and WhatsApp groups and security groups and all. I think it's very important. People don't really understand the importance of those networks. Even if you are new, it doesn't matter. You'll fit in, you'll learn. There are opportunities to learn as well. So one, I want to know that with all this background that you have, and also we know you have some, your hobbies and your interests. Those are very interesting, which are far removed from the impression of a very serious security professional. So, how does that part of you connect to your security work? How do you bring that into security, or how does that bring your brand of security into play?
Well, uh, even though it's not connected, like if you search me up, you will find me on LinkedIn. You will find me this security professional. Other ways or other search engines, you'll find me singing in Jarash Festival. You'll find me singing or playing music here and there. Also, you'll find me taking photos. My hobbies are music and taking pictures. So
So, so hang on, one question here.
go ahead.
How does your staff respond to your serious authority when they see you dancing and singing on stage? Like, I'm very interested in knowing that. And I'll tell you why in a minute. There's a reason why I'm hosting this show because I'm kind of from a similar background and varied interests. Now,
All
I have my reasons and I know, but how do you feel and how do your staff and your people respond to the two contradicting sides of you?
most of the time they are surprised, especially now. I've been training with one of IFPO's partners for in the last 6 or 7 months with SkillsNet. I've been training with this the CPO course. Now, at the peak, while I'm teaching my colleagues about new skills, or on the peak that I'm telling my colleagues about like we have to be serious somewhere and we have to focus our knowledge and we have to focus our thoughts on our duty and our mission. This is where I tell them like, but still keep it easy. This is where I take my phone, I show them, I tell them like, this is who I am. I have a balance.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Life is all about
Yeah,
keeping it balanced, and I am a security professional here, but at the
yeah,
same time, I am singing and playing music elsewhere,
yeah.
taking
And the two
pictures
don't
for the nature elsewhere.
exactly.
So
Yeah, and the two complement each other rather than to negate or in any way create a sort of a bad rift. So, Hemant, tell us about your personal life, your or rather your hobbies and your interests and your brand of security and what you as a person bring to security.
In my free time, I like to listen to music, classical music, semi-classical music, sing along in my car. That's something I love. Um, you'll find me cooking sometimes. I do love horse riding a lot. I love animals a lot, pets a lot. So yeah, these are things I do in my free time. And at work, I find opportunities to take my staff out for dinners or uh, any kind of outings where we can have fun outside the office.
Nice. What was the
Even
last
inside the
one?
office,
What was
huh?
what was the last outing that you took them on?
The last one I took my staff in my previous company on a 2-day team building exercise. We went and checked into a four-star hotel. We invited a team building company, and they came and we had a lot of fun. And that's the first time I came to know that team building exercises could be so productive. Um, People who never spoke to each other or did not like each other became friends.
Yep, that's actually
After that, I've been advocating to everybody. I said, please, for goodness sake, have some team building exercises because people here don't like to talk to each other, don't work together. So that makes a lot of difference. And even in the office, I would love to have people play music. And I tell people, some ladies here, I said, bring your kid on a Thursday. Bring
yeah,
your kid on a Thursday. Let him be with us and let's have some fun. So
interesting.
yeah, that's what I like to keep it as relaxed as possible. Music, fun, jokes. Okay, my face doesn't look like that, but I am.
You
I
are
am
fun
in the
even
right
if you don't.
setting.
Yeah, you're fun even if you don't look like you're fun. But I think, I mean, getting to know you during our classes, which were, of course, Sir Umair was our instructor. Yes, I saw a different side of you, and I think that was one thing during these certification courses. That is also an opportunity to not just network or learn, but to create these personal connections. And we actually
Yes,
got to know each other. The breaks in between, the 10-minute break, we would all end up actually sitting and talking to each other instead of actually taking a break to have a drink of
yes,
water or get tea or something. We
yes,
just
yes.
And
did that.
and one thing which you do not know is that I was at listening end during those
Ye-
times.
Yeah, we knew you were, sir. We knew
We
that.
know, we know,
And
we
and
We
had I
know.
knew you
eh,
were there.
yeah. And had I known that Hemant is a good singer, I think I would have loved to ask him.
No, not a
I
good
think
singer. I just sing for myself.
you know
Well, you know what? I
think
think,
for yourself.
yeah.
It is up to us. It is up to us to grade you a good singer or a bad singer. You yourself should think that you are a good singer. Otherwise, leave that decision to us that you are a good or you are bad. It is always that try to interact and get something out of you. Most of the time, people are not showing what they are actually, and these kind of a hobbies, like as
Hmm.
Hemad is saying that he loves to sing once he is alone. That is actually bringing something from inner side of Hemant in front of him, and that's what him makes any person a human other than a job title. So love you,
Yeah.
Hemant.
Thank
Agreed.
you.
And of course, we already have Ahmed here who's been on stage and performed on festivals and whatnot. I think we have a little, maybe a band in the making, something we can work towards making a little song, a security song or something of sorts. But that's work in progress that we can always look into at a later time. So now going forward, now, this is a question for all of you, and whoever wants to answer it first, jump right in. If you could go back to a younger version of yourself, what would you tell yourself with regards to your expectations in the security field, for example? Where you began and where you are now? What would you tell yourself, like not to waste time with, and what to focus more on, knowing what you know today? So, who would like to go first? Okay, Hemant, please proceed.
Yeah, I would tell myself to read more, um, network more, do some courses, get some certifications at that age, which would help. So that's what I would tell myself.
Interesting that you say, read more and network more, which is what Ahmed said that he
Yeah,
attributes
because I'm not very,
networking.
I don't really do that much networking. I'm a bit of a, what do you call that word?
An
Somebody who
introvert?
just hides behind things. Yes,
Somebody
that's
who hides behind things. That's what we call a person like that.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
that's great. I
we
think I would,
managed to.
yeah,
Yes, go
yeah.
ahead, sir.
I would like to change this. I would like to, do more. If I could go back and I would like to change this terminology of security with the terminology of asset protection, and I would like to change this mantra of guards, or this terminology of security guards with the security, the protection officers.
Yeah,
absolutely
very
amazing.
right.
He's both the
And
things, both the
I,
things.
yes, and I would love to say that the guns, gate, and guards, these three G, have to be changed.
Okay,
And
well,
the sacredness of the mission, the the sanctity of the higher purpose of life within this you know within this profession. I think this is the most important aspect we need to inculcate in the minds of the people around. It's not something related to a person standing in front of a door. He's not a doorkeeper. He is not a He's not a person of a low importance. Rather, he is the most important and significant person, because the mission which he is assigned at is giving him a higher sense of life, which is protection of the lives and the reputation of people around. So I think this is beyond the paycheck. This is
yeah.
beyond something. This is something beyond the 8 hierarchies of Maslow, which he was saying. In my own opinion. Yeah.
Very right, very right. Takes me back to my class now. That very nostalgic of the classrooms. Yeah,
You
but
see, I really agree with what Hemant and Omer just said. It's really beautiful. I want to add that in networking, I would have learned also like how to network, when to how to get along with people, how to introduce yourself, what to talk about. Especially like at some point that was a barrier for me. Like when we were, let's say, in a meetings, and there's always those break times, and especially when you are not online, doing those meetings physically, and when you have those small chats here and there, uh, that was something like really uh, like a barrier for me to go and to introduce myself. Yeah, hi, my name is Ahmed, and I work here and there. That was something like really. I used to struggle when I used to do this. That was so I would have learned to network and how to do it. What is like the best approach
yeah.
to speak with people, and also I would have uh, also learned when to say no.
Hmm.
That was like if I went back in time, that would really help me a lot back then.
Yeah.
I would like to further, request Ahmed to deliberate upon this, how to say no. Ahmed, have you now got this capability of saying no to people?
Oh
Or you're
yeah,
still struggling?
oh big time. Now I wouldn't struggle like at the beginning, or let's say in my earlier stages in my career, like to say uh, saying no is actually now what I consider to be a skill. Uh, if you are, let's say, overwhelmed, and there is a lot of documents on your pile of what to do, things like say no. Uh, Whenever like you feel like uh, you don't want to say it. You don't want to say no in a straightforward, because if you don't say it sometimes in a straightforward way, that this will open the that small gap that to negotiate. No, just say no from beginning, especially if you are working in a position in a leadership or a managing people. Sometimes you have to say it straightforward. When it comes, and I'm not saying like from the team, when sometimes when it comes from the management itself,
Mm.
say no, because uh, negotiating sometimes it delivers to a lot of different tasks that will not aim to the goal that we are going to. So say no, and life will become easy. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that I'm not a positive person, but sometimes you have to say no when it's needed.
agreed. So I'm so glad you all said yes to today's podcast. You're afraid that, we're not to get that. Now we know, Ahmed, we got to watch out for you. Asking you for anything, we know we might get no as an answer. So you got to watch out for that.
Opportunities like this. I mean, I'm talking about the things that you know deep in you, when there is something requested, when there is something asked from you, you know that you have to say no. So this is where actually you have to say no.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would certainly agree to Ahmed. I think it is the biggest art one can have in this life, I suppose. I think
agreed.
the most important idea for a person or a thing for a person is the idea which he is thinking upon. The most important word for a person or a name for a person is his own name. All right. Nothing is more important than the his own ideology. Nothing is more sacred. So in a security field, it often happens because relationship management is the most important thing we have, and customer relationship is of course subject to that, and in that you're also dealing with the people. So people have expectations, and those expectations are sometimes uh, beyond comprehension. They are superfluous, they are something out of this world. And
Yeah,
after all, the security guys and security professionals are human beings, and you are managers, and you are dealing with the human beings. Human have their own limitations.
yeah,
They have their own limitations and a set of weaknesses and shortfalls. All right. So
yeah,
leadership requires that you lead them from the front, and you should not say no to everyone. But of course, as a leader, you need to manage people as well. You need to get the work out of them as well. So I think I have been struggling a lot with this saying no, because as a human being, I am a person, like, I always try to give more to people than they deserve. Or if a person requires 5 minutes, I would try to give him 30 minutes, just to be reassured that he has got his job done, and he has no more requirements, and supporting, and all that stuff. But
yeah,
sometimes you need to say, okay, enough, enough time given, that is enough. You need to move
yeah,
forward. And there are
yeah.
people, you cannot make anybody everybody happy around. So I think
Agreed.
very very pertinent point what Ahmed has said. Thank you for that.
Yes, yeah, actually, yes, and thank you for also highlighting that people will want more and more from you. As I think for all service industries where service is the product, it is being able to divide your time fairly between all the people who require your time, demand your time, expect your time, and also be fair to yourself to keep your sanity. That's also very important, and to prioritize, I think. So, Hemant, when you're training all these young people, is this part of the training? I mean, in this world where we are now more connected, security is becoming a broader field. It's also including safety and environment and whatnot.
Yeah.
In that, the expectations, like, saying no, are these the tools you're also giving to the young people and to the new people in security, and how far are they clued in with these everyday requirements, not just the technical side, but this aspect of day to day communication and the service that you provide?
Not in the words, same words that say no, mm, but in a different way that what are your priorities? What are you supposed to do right now? And if something comes, then how to decide?
Manage,
That, yes, the
managing.
priorities, yes, self-management,
Yeah.
how to manage yourself within the given time. That's also something I just included in the TOT also, that you can't manage time. Time is running.
Yeah.
Manage you.
Agreed.
Manage you, what you do, how you do, and what is the best use of this time right now. So that comes with the saying no
Mm,
to
mm,
things that are not supposed to be done at that time. And
mm.
if you are senior, it becomes more and more difficult because you
Yeah.
have a lot of people coming to you for help. You
Yeah.
can't say no to everybody. So yeah, even I still struggle with it. I do struggle with it.
And in that training, because we are also talking about how more civilians are coming into security, not so many. I mean, traditionally we've had ex-military or ex-law enforcement people who come into this field. It's been that way for decades. That's changing now. Well, I think the last decade that has slowly and gradually changed. How do you
Yeah.
see that change coming, in the groups of people that you are now training? It's a mix. What proportion do you see of between the two types of young people in it, the background?
It's uh, it's almost like 90% civilians. Yeah. And the
Okay.
sorry part is, I think the sorry part is that they come here as the last option,
Wow.
and they're not happy becoming a security officer. So I always make it a point to tell them, as Umair sir was mentioning, that he is the most important person.
Yeah.
So I
You.
give them that
Mm.
that the thing in your mind that you came here because you have nothing else to do, or you don't have certifications and stuff, and you came here just because you want to support your family. But this is a good direction to go. Learn more, read more, do certifications, and you can have a very nice life. You can go very high. And this is a very important job. So this is what I try to drill in them as
Yeah.
much as I can. So they start respecting themselves in
Yeah.
this job. Because even outside in the civil world, when somebody says, I mean, these guys told me last week, I asked them that when you were a security officer, did you tell people about it? They said, no, we used to hide. We never told anybody I'm security officer. So I had to do that with them also.
Mm.
That now I'm doing it with you, but then when you are an instructor, you need to do it with those 25, 30 people in front of you and give them that confidence that they can go and stand confident and proud and in front of people and not hide things. So
Very
yeah,
interesting, very important point what you've mentioned. I mean, that is definitely a huge change. And if that is a case, around like the globe, which may be the fact, I think these trainings and certifications become even more important to be on the same page and to remain current and to
absolutely.
have a point of reference for your credibility, and the credentials matter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we are towards the end of our podcast, but here's something which I thought was important. Now we're talking about learning and training. So Romer, you mentioned your approach to the Kaizen approach. I thought that was very, very relevant to training, to learning, to saying no, what Ahmed said, what Hemant is talking about, the people who are coming into this profession because they have no choice and they feel they're not proud of what they're doing. I think that concept and approach, if you can just quickly kind of connect it to what we're talking about and just, talk about that for a few minutes, I think that's very relevant to our topic and our discussion.
The point, thank you very much for this. I think the point which Hemant has mentioned, that the people are coming towards this profession, but the sad thing is this, that they are finding this job as the last option. I think that has to be related to the overall industry, and in the environment in which the private security enterprises or private security industry is now functioning. And as we are ushering into the domain of integration of security with the physical security with the information security, and there is a convergence and AI is coming, so there is now an increasing understanding of the relevance of the physical security and crime prevention in the business enterprises, and those enterprises in which this mindset is quite enhanced, and the board is now feels relevant to include security right from the outset in the business, and setting of the business goals and objectives. I think that that is a very bright sign. Everybody uh, has to continuously improve himself, and not for only himself but for the people around, and for managers, security leaders, supervisors. This functionality of continuous improvement is to be practiced on every day. I always talk, I always say to my people and myself as well, that this vulnerability assessment, the threat assessment, the continuous improvement is linked to this, because when you are assessing the vulnerability, talking in the security domain, you are actually trying to improve upon what controls you are having this moment of time. So
Yeah.
if you feel contented, you have to think ahead of what a threat actor is thinking upon,
Mm.
because you are to deal with the risks.
Thank you very much for that. And I think you've kind of summed up everything for us as well. Well, this is it for today. Thank you very much, Ahmad, Hemant, and Umair, for your time today. And I guess we'll have to meet again to carry on a conversation on another day and another podcast. So thank you very much, everyone. This is Iram Rahman signing out.